Scorpio, you were 5 years old when you first felt it. That silent presence beside you while everyone else slept. It wasn't fear you felt, it was recognition, as if someone invisible had been there your entire life, patiently waiting for you to grow up enough to notice. You never told anyone because you knew, even as a child, that people wouldn't understand, that they would call it imagination, an invisible friend, a childish fantasy. But you knew it was different. You always knew. There are nights when you wake up in the middle of the night with the absolute certainty that you're not alone in the room. It's not paranoia or anxiety. It's a deep awareness of a presence that has accompanied you throughout your life, an energy that has been by your side at every critical moment, in every important decision, in every moment where you almost gave up but found the strength to carry on. And now, after all these years, you need to understand why. Why you? Why so early? What is the purpose of this spiritual vigil that has never abandoned you? The truth I'm about to reveal can completely change your understanding of who you are and why your life has been so intense, so full of profound transformations, so different from the lives of the ordinary people around you. This spirit within you is not random. It's not an accidental or casual presence. It's deliberate, chosen, part of a much larger plan that began even before you were born. Scorpio carries a different energetic frequency than other signs. You feel things others don't. You perceive layers of reality that remain invisible to most. You have a natural ability to see through masks, to detect lies, to penetrate the secrets people hide. This is no coincidence. This is not just an astrological characteristic. It is the direct result of this spiritual presence that has shaped your perception since you were just a child, trying to understand why the world looks so different through your eyes. Remember that period in childhood when you spent hours alone, but never felt truly lonely, where you talked to someone no one else could see, where you had certainties about people and situations that made no sense for a child to have. It wasn't your imagination at work. It was this spirit teaching you, preparing you, showing you how to read energies, how to trust perceptions that go beyond the 5 physical senses. You have specific memories etched into your consciousness with a strange clarity. Moments when you should have been seriously hurt, but something protected you at the last second. Situations where you made a seemingly random decision that saved you from something terrible. Encounters that seemed destined, as if someone were orchestrating the events of your life behind the scenes. That someone is the spirit that has been with you forever. For Scorpios born between October 23rd and November 2nd, this spiritual presence is connected to your family lineage, a specific ancestor who chose to guide you because they recognized in you the strength needed to break destructive family patterns. For those born between November 3rd and 12th, the spirit is an ancient guide with whom you had connections in other lifetimes, returning now to ensure you fulfill a specific mission in this life. And for those born between November 13th and 21st, the presence is a protector specifically assigned to you before your birth, because your soul agreed to undergo intense experiences that would require constant spiritual support. But regardless of when you were born, all Scorpios share something in common. You're not ordinary people living ordinary lives. You carry an intensity, a depth, a capacity for transformation that frightens more superficial people. And this is no accident. You were chosen for this spiritual presence because your soul had the strength to handle it. The reason this spirit has been with you since childhood is simple and yet profound. You have a mission in this life that cannot be accomplished alone. Not because you are weak, you are one of the strongest signs of the zodiac, but because what you came here to do transcends normal human capabilities. You came to transform not only your own life, but the lives of those around you. To break chains of trauma, to reveal hidden truths, to bring light to dark places where most people fear to look. This spiritual presence acts as an amplifier of your natural intuition. It's why you feel things about people when you first meet them and later discover you were completely right. It's why you have dreams that seem prophetic, which later manifest in reality in eerily accurate ways. It's why sometimes you simply know things without being able to explain where that knowledge came from. Your guardian spirit has been preparing you your entire life for the challenges you would face. Every difficult childhood experience, every painful moment you survived, every time you had to be stronger than you should have been for your age, it was all part of the process of forging you into something indestructible. And this spirit has been by your side through each of these moments, giving you the extra strength you needed to not break. There are specific moments in your life when you felt this presence more intensely. Moments of profound crisis, of extreme emotional pain, of decisions that would change everything. In those moments, you were not alone. There was a force working through you, guiding you to the right choices even when you couldn't think clearly. This is the spirit fulfilling its role as protector and guide. The reason you need to know the reason for this presence now is because you've reached a point in your life where you need to consciously work with it. For years, this protection operated in the background, keeping you safe without you needing to be fully aware of it. But now you're entering a phase where you need to actively collaborate with this spirit, where you need to understand your mission clearly to fulfill it fully. Scorpio, I know that as you listen to me, you're remembering specific moments. Those childhood nights when you were sure you weren't alone in the dark. Those situations where something inexplicable saved you. Those times when you felt a presence so strong you could almost touch it. And maybe you spent years thinking you were alone in this, that no one else experienced these things, that maybe there was something wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong. You were chosen. You are special in a way most people will never understand. And this spiritual presence that has been with you is nothing to fear. It is your greatest ally, your most loyal protector, your wisest guide. I need you to acknowledge your experience right now. Leave a comment saying, I always felt like I wasn't alone, and now I know why. It's not just a comment. It's a public acknowledgement of something you've been carrying silently for years, maybe decades. It's you honoring this spiritual connection that has shaped your life. And when you write this, you're helping other Scorpios who are afraid to admit their own spiritual experiences feel validated and less alone. Your experience is sacred. Your connection is real, and you're not crazy. You're awakened to dimensions others can't yet perceive. The spirit within you has a specific identity, and you can discover it by paying attention to the signs. Look for patterns in your life. Is there a symbol, animal, or element that appears repeatedly in ways that don't make statistical sense? A specific butterfly that always crosses your path at significant moments? A number you keep seeing? A recurring dream with similar themes? These are the signatures of a spiritual presence, the ways it tries to show you its identity and nature. For many Scorpios, the guardian spirit is connected to water. Not surprising considering Scorpio is a water sign. You may feel a special connection to oceans, rivers, and rain. You may feel more spiritually connected when you're near water. This is no coincidence. It's your spirit using natural elements to strengthen its connection with you. Other Scorpios have guardians connected to specific animals: snakes, scorpions, eagles, phoenixes. If you've always had an inexplicable attraction to one of these animals, or if they appear at significant moments in your life, pay attention. This could be your guardian spirit showing you its archetypal form, the energy it represents in your life. The presence also communicates through your dreams. Scorpios tend to have extremely vivid, almost real-life dreams. Some of these dreams aren't just mental processing of the day. They're direct communications from your guardian spirit. Especially those dreams where you receive warnings about situations or people, where you see events before they happen, where you meet someone who seems extremely wise and gives you specific advice. If you kept a journal of these dreams, you'd begin to see patterns, recurring messages, warnings that later proved true, guidance that, when followed, took you to better places than you imagined possible. Your guardian spirit uses the sleep state, when your conscious mind is quiet, to communicate more directly. The specific reason this spirit is with you has to do with what you came to do in this life. Scorpios don't incarnate just to live ordinary, comfortable existences. You come to transform, to heal, to reveal, to rise from the ashes again and again. It's an intense path that requires constant spiritual support. You've probably noticed that your life has been harder than many people around you, not because you're weak or being punished, but because you were destined for experiences that will forge you into something extraordinary. Every crisis you've survived, every betrayal you've overcome, every loss you've processed has shaped you into someone capable of helping others going through similar situations. Your guardian spirit kept you alive and functioning through it all. In the moments when you wanted to give up, when the pain was so intense it seemed impossible to continue, this presence gave you the strength to take another step, breathe another breath, try another day. And you survived. Not just survived, you became something more powerful than you were before. The mission this spirit helps you fulfill usually involves some kind of healing or transformation. Some Scorpios are natural healers, not necessarily in the medical sense, but they have the ability to make people feel seen, understood, and accepted in ways that facilitate deep emotional healing. Others are truth-tellers, people who can't stay silent when they see injustice or lies, who have an inner compulsion to expose what's hidden. Still others are emotional alchemists. They can transform their own painful experiences into wisdom that helps others. They can take trauma, pain, and suffering and transmute them into something valuable, something that can light the way for others walking similar paths in darkness. Which of these descriptions resonates most with you? Where do you feel your impact is strongest? In what area of life do people seem to naturally seek you for guidance, even when you don't position yourself as an expert? This is a clue to your specific mission and why you need such close spiritual support. The spirit that is with you has also protected you from dangers you aren't even aware of. There are times in your life when you've avoided potentially destructive situations for reasons you can't even explain. You simply didn't go, didn't accept the invitation, changed your mind at the last minute. How many times have you later discovered that something bad happened in the exact place or situation you avoided? This isn't luck, it's direct intervention. Your spiritual guardian can see possibilities and dangers that your human consciousness doesn't detect, and subtly influences you to keep you on the safest possible path while still fulfilling your mission. It's not control. You always have free will, but it is constant guidance, internal reminders, powerful intuitions that appear exactly when you need them. Presence also amplifies your natural Scorpio gifts. Your ability to see through lies becomes sharper. Your perception of energies becomes more precise. Your ability to transform pain into power becomes more efficient. It's as if you have a spiritual amplifier that maximizes your innate capabilities. Many Scorpios report experiences where they physically feel this presence, a feeling of a loving weight on their shoulders, a gentle pressure in the center of their chest, a different temperature on the left or right side, tingling in the back of their neck. These are physical manifestations of a spiritual reality, your guardian letting you know that they are present, that you are cared for, that you are not alone, even when you feel isolated in the physical world. There are specific moments when this presence intensifies. During personal transformation rituals, when you're making profound changes in your life. During periods of intense grief, when you're processing significant losses. During moments of great spiritual clarity, when you're meditating or in altered states of consciousness. In these moments, the veil between dimensions becomes thinner and you can sense your guardian more directly. If you want to consciously strengthen this connection, there are simple practices. Light a candle and simply acknowledge its presence out loud. I know you are here. I honor your presence and your protection. It doesn't need to be elaborate or formal. Sincereness matters more than specific words. Your guardian doesn't need complex rituals. It just needs your conscious acknowledgement. You can also ask for direct guidance, Before you go to sleep, ask to receive messages in your dreams about specific situations you're facing. Write down what you remember when you wake up. Even seemingly disconnected fragments can contain valuable guidance when you reflect on them later. Meditation also strengthens connection. Scorpios often resist meditation because they have intense minds and deep emotions they don't want to confront. But that's exactly why they need to meditate. In the silence of the mind, their guardian can communicate more clearly. It doesn't have to be a long or complicated meditation. 5 minutes of conscious breathing can open channels of communication. The deepest reason this spirit has been with you since childhood is that your soul agreed, before birth, to undergo experiences that would require constant support. You knew this life would be intense. You knew you would face transformations, losses, rebirths, and you asked for a guardian who could sustain you through it all. This means that everything you went through wasn't random or unfair. These were experiences chosen by your own soul for your growth, with the assurance that you would have spiritual support throughout. You were never truly alone, even in the darkest moments when you felt completely isolated. Scorpio, your spiritual guardian knows you better than anyone alive. He knows your deepest fears, your most secret hopes, your hidden talents, your full potential. And he is completely dedicated to helping you realize that potential, fulfill your mission, and become the most powerful and authentic version of yourself. And when you begin to consciously work with this presence, instead of just being unconsciously influenced by it, your life will transform in ways you can't even imagine right now. You'll feel more protected, more guided, more confident that you're on the right path. You'll understand that you've never been alone and never will be. The spirit that has been with you since childhood isn't there by chance. It's there because you are special, because you have an important mission, because your soul is strong enough to handle intense experiences and transform them into wisdom. Honor this presence. Be grateful for it. Work consciously with it, and watch how your life transforms when you stop resisting the spiritual support that has always been available. If this message resonated deeply with you, if you recognized your own experience in the words I shared, please let me know in the comments. You don't need to share intimate details. Just acknowledge that you feel this presence and are ready to consciously work with it. Subscribe to the channel because your spiritual connection is something that can and should be continually developed. You'll need more guidance on how to strengthen this connection, how to interpret the signs you receive, and how to use this spiritual support to fulfill your life mission. Turn on notifications to receive content that will help you deepen your understanding of the spiritual world and your own unique gifts. Your spiritual guardian brought you to this video. Don't let this opportunity for conscious reconnection pass you by. It's time to partner with the presence that has been protecting you since you were just a confused child, trying to understand why the world looked so different through your eyes.